these pings out. That way everyone knows that we're live. Alright, that's all good. Hi Pebbles, I hope you all are having a good day. My name is Sakutian, I'm a goofy goober who lives in a magic tower. Give me just a sec, I'm just checking out. I just want to make sure all the notes that I am live actually went out, and it looks like they all did. Once a month, oh god, everyone's catching Pokemon now. Okay, once a month I do, well actually I do a couple, I swear to god. Okay. Once a month I do a just chatting, I swear to god. I swear to god. Okay. Once a month I do a just chatting stream. I do a couple of just chatting streams. I do Tower Tours too. Tower Tours is more like a little bit of everything. Stings, Wings, and Other Things is about magical creatures. Sometimes I have guests. A lot of times it's just me coming to hang out with y'all. Last month we did Iridians from Project Hail Mary, so that was fun. So, like, generally speaking, I try to keep it to, like, folklore and... Is mine? Wait. Hold on. Is my... I think it... I can't tell if it's just the audio is super wonky because the music was oh, okay. You can hear my music. Okay. Everybody, scuff is just ingrained in my bones. It's just part of the process. So Stings, Wings, and Other Things. This art is by my friend Flora, by the way. Flora drew this. She did an amazing job. Flora is a streamer, a very talented artist. You can check Flora out on Twitter. They are on Twitch too. If they're Flora Blitz, you can find their streams. They do art. They are just a cool person. So once a month I jump in and we chit-chat about a magical creature. I like doing these for a lot of reasons. It gives me a chance to make something... I struggle with calling it educational, but like something that's like not just me chatting about like movie trailers or video games or books. You know, it's a chance for me to kind of come in and be like, I know something, and also I just think it's really fun. So I had realized, so I have a big long list of magical creatures, and I look through it at the start of each month, and I'll be like, what should I do one on? And like, if I don't have a guest, if I have a guest, I'll ask them, and they kind of take the lead. You know, if I had, when I had Prism on, we talked about unicorns. When I had Theara on, we talked about kelpies. When I had Flora on, we talked about magical horses. When I had Freya on, we talked about dream dragons. So, you know, that's a little different. When it's just me, I look at it, I'm like, we could talk about, like, anything. Anything. I'm gonna put my hair up for y'all. So I was excited because I was like, we haven't done like a really well-known magical creature in a minute. The last few have been more like pop culture, like tieflings and iridians and stuff, which was fun. But I did want to kind of be like, I don't want to veer too far. I don't want to veer too far for too long and kind of lose the thread. So I was like, what magical creature haven't I done yet? And people have sent me requests and been like, oh, can you do this or can you do that, and or could you get this person to come on? Because we want to hear about like this kind of magical creature. And I'm like, I can try. So today I want to talk. We're gonna say goodbye to my Stings, Wings, and Other Things art for a moment. We are bringing. Okay, we are bringing in. Today we are talking about Tanukis. Tanukis. If you don't know what a Tanuki is, it's literally a raccoon dog. This is an actual raccoon dog. So I think they're really interesting magical creatures for a whole bunch of reasons. Um, one of them is they are drawn from an actual creature, which I think is neat. A lot of magical creatures are, find inspiration in the animal kingdom. In the case of raccoon dogs, it's tanukis. It's raccoon dogs. I will preface this by telling you all the okay. One of the big things with tanukis is they have huge testicles, and it's used for comedic effect. There will be no huge testicles in this stream. There will be no huge testicles. Why did that not? Wait a sec. Hold on. Is my chat window borked? Or does stream? No, stream elements should show up. Huh. That's weird. I don't know why that happened, but whatever. So yeah, today we're going to talk about tanukis, and I'm really excited to talk about them because one, they are very, very cute, which is nice. But also they're like a pretty big magical creature that I haven't touched on at all. So it's exciting because it's like, oh yeah, people know what a tanuki is, or maybe you don't. They're in a lot of things. So we're gonna kind of go on a little journey here today, and we're gonna cover a few areas. I have my notes here, so if you like hearing me read, congratulations, you get to hear me read a bit today. And I just want to go through this with you all. Hold on a sec. Let me grab my notes. Okay, so we're gonna start with the creature that has inspired the tanuki, which is a Japanese raccoon dog, also called a tanuki. It is a species that is native to Japan. There are two species. There's the common one, and then there's like a subspecies. So I'm just gonna stick to the actual physical, like, the animal for just to get us started. I'm going to read this description. So the Japanese raccoon dog has a smaller stomach and shorter fur of lesser insulation value than mainland raccoon dogs. A white color type is rare. In mainland Japan, they have a mutation in the third and fourth nucleotide sequence, which is responsible for their melanin pigmentation. So there are two species. There's like a mainland and like an offshoot species. They were first described in Western literature by the naturalist Conrad Jacob Temminck, based on specimens sent from Japan by Philip Franz Siebold during his travels in the 1820s. It was regarded as a distinct species on the basis of its fur color. Okay. So let's look at their little behavior here. The Japanese raccoon dog is mainly nocturnal. It vocalizes by growling or with groans that have pitches resembling those of a domesticated cat. Like the cat, its back arches to intimidate other animals. It assumes a defensive posture similar to that of other canids, showing submission by lowering its body and showing its belly. Cute. Usually social groups are limited to a breeding pair, but the individual Japanese raccoon dog may stay in a group of non-paired individuals until finding a mate. The species is predominantly monogamous. Monogamy. The breeding period of the species is synchronized between females and males, lasting from February through April. A litter, typically 4 to 6 pups, is born after about 9 weeks. The parents look after their pups at a den for around 1 month, and then for another month after the pups leave the den. Japanese raccoon dogs live for 7 to 8 years in the wild and have reached the age of 13 in captivity. They have been observed climbing trees to forage for fruit and berries, using their curved claws to climb. Okay. I'm grabbing some. So they are not an endangered species. I always like to let people know about that because I think it's important. The raccoon dog at least concerned status due to the animal's wide distribution in Japan and abundant population, including an introduced species throughout northeastern Europe. In many European countries, it is legal to hunt raccoon dogs as they are considered a harmful and invasive species. In Japan, the species is hunted mainly to prevent crop damage. However, its fur is desired for use in calligraphy brushes and was exported chiefly to the United States before the outbreak of World War II. The animal suffers a conservative estimate of up to 370,000 deaths by vehicles each year in Japan. Aw, poor little raccoon dogs. Okay. So, raccoon dogs, known in Japan as a tanuki, have a long history in Japanese legend and folklore as the Baki Tanuki. It's a kind of supernatural being in classic folklore, legends, in various places in Japan. Although the raccoon dog is a real animal, the Baki Tanuki that appears in literature has always been depicted as a strange or supernatural creature. Its earliest appearance in literature is in the chapter about Empress Suko on the Nihon Shoki written during the Nara period, with such passages as, "In 2 months of spring, there are tanuki in the country of Mutsu. They turn into humans and sing songs." They subsequently appear in such classics. In some regions of Japan, they reputedly have abilities similar to those attributed to foxes, in that they can shapeshift into other things and people, and then they can possess human beings. Many legends of the raccoon dogs are from the Sado Islands of the Niigata Prefecture and in Shikoku. They include the Dans. I'm going to mispronounce a lot of words, by the way, so if you're Japanese and you're looking for a correct Japanese pronunciation, I do not speak Japanese. I have not ever studied Japanese. I am trying my best to pronounce these as close as I can. Okay. Oh, the tanuki with special abilities were given names and became the subject of rituals. Okay, in popular culture, the Japanese raccoon dog, or its folklore version, the Baki Tanuki, is a recurring theme in Japanese popular culture. The first exposure of non-Japanese to tanuki usually comes through exported Japanese media. Yeah, that's how I got exposed to them. In translation, they are often described or assumed as the raccoon. In Nintendo video games, Mario can wear a tanuki suit with the appearance of a tanuki so he can fly and shapeshift. In the 1994 Studio Ghibli film Pom Poko, featuring a group of tanuki that use shapeshifting powers to defend their habitat against human developers. A running joke in the One Piece manga and anime series is that the character Tony Chopper, a shapeshifting reindeer, is frequently mistaken for a tanuki by other characters, and he angrily corrects them that he is a tonaki, Japanese for reindeer. Let's see. In the Nintendo Animal Crossing video game series, Tom Nook is an anthropomorphic tanuki who operates the village store, or the resident services building in the Animal Crossing New Horizons. A shape-shifting, anthropomorphized tanuki plays a major role in Tom Robbins' novel, Villa Incognito. I have not read that book at all. So, let's kind of like go back, regroup, look at it again, and go in here. Okay, so what? So like, again, we're looking at like the actual creature as a starting point. So this is an actual animal. It is spread through Europe and through Asia and Japan. There is some difference between the various regional versions, like pigmentation, but like by and large, they're very, very similar species. There is a distinct, break in the species, but they're very similar. They are kind of like raccoons in America, I guess. I'll show you all a picture of our raccoons. Give me just a sec. I am grabbing... I have so many pictures. Okay, so this is like, if you hear raccoon and you're in America, this might be what you're thinking of. This is an American raccoon. This is like just like the raccoons that we have here in the United States. This is a raccoon dog. They are different, but you can definitely see the similarities. Like these guys are a little bigger, a little bulkier. They're a little more dog-like. Our raccoons are kind of like little monkeys. They just roam around and do whatever they want. So it is an actual animal that is out in the world. and it has kind of become a supernatural creature in a lot of folklore and a lot of stories, which I think is really, really cool. Now, the things that are commonly ascribed to it are that it has shape-shifting powers. Apparently, it can possess people. Shape-shifting is the thing that I think of the most when I think of the Tanukis, because it's really, really common. They are reportedly mischievous and jolly, but they're also somewhat gullible and absent-minded. And they're present in a lot of art. I cannot show you any of the art. Like, literally, if you want to see Tanuki art, there is a whole mess of Tanuki art. I cannot show you any of it because there are balls in almost all of it. Tanuki have huge balls, and I cannot have that. I'm not getting banned for being the guy who showed Tanuki balls on stream. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Hi, Atomic. Atomic's power is out, so you say hello to her while you have her. Give me one sec. I am grabbing my images here. I have so many images for this. Okay, so I'm grabbing this. Okay, so we talked about the animal, the animal, the raccoon dog, and we briefly touched on like the folklore. So I'm gonna read through some of my notes on the folklore. So again, this is an actual animal. It exists out in the world. You can see them. They're in zoos. This is a real animal, but it has also spawned something in folklore. The Baki Tanuki are a kind of yokai found in classics and in the folklore and legends of various places in Japan, commonly associated with the Japanese raccoon dog or tanuki. Although the tanuki is a real animal, the Baki Tanuki that appears in literature has been depicted as a strange, even supernatural animal. In some regions of Japan, they are reputed to have abilities similar to those attributed to kitsune, foxes, which we talked about before. They can shapeshift into other things or people, and they can possess human beings. I have never heard about the possess human beings thing. That is news to me. The shapeshifting, I heard about that all the time. Many legends of Tanuki exist in the Sado Islands and in Shikoku, and among them, like the Danzaburo Tanuki of Sado, I can't say these words, I'm sorry. In many of them, the Tanuki that possessed special abilities were given names, and even became the subject of rituals. Apart from these places, Tanuki are treated with special regard in a few cases. Okay, so some of the Tanuki have extra special powers, and they became a little extra. You can't see it, it's not on screen. There is a picture. Okay, if you saw my promo for today, there's like a picture of a Tanuki, like, in the middle of it. The image I took is from a, it's from a Tanuki statue, and like, I cropped it, obviously, but the statue itself has huge hairy balls. Huge hairy balls. I'm like, I can't. Okay. The earliest appearance of the Baki Tanuki in literature in the chapter about Empress Sukyo and the Nihon Shoki, written during the Nara period, is the passage, okay, in 2 months of spring, there are Tanuki in the country of Mutsu. Yeah. They turn into humans and sing songs. Baki Tanuki subsequently appear in such classics as the Nihon Ryoiki and the Uji Shui Monogatari. The Chinese character was originally a collective name for medium-sized mammals resembling cats in China, with the leopard cat as its nucleus. When this character was brought to Japan, it could not be suitably applied to any animals. Japanese intellectuals used to use the character to signify the tanuki, stray cats, wild boars, Japanese badgers, weasels, and Japanese flying squirrels. However, since Japanese tanuki do not have a fearsome image that the leopard cats of China do, Unlike in China, their image is more of a comical type of monster. I'm not afraid. Like, look at this dude. He's not scary. He's just a little man. He just wants a pizza. He wants a deep dish. He's not gonna do anything bad. He's gonna shapeshift and like maybe come into your house and steal your pies. He's a little fat boy. He's a little cutie. He's so cute. Wait, he's a little cutie. He wouldn't do anything bad except steal food. That's the only bad thing he would do. Look how cute he is. He's a little baby man. He's a little baby man. He's a little pudgy baby. He's not scary. A lot of magical creatures are scary, like the friggin' vampire dwarves Momo told me about. This dude's just like, hi. Have any fruit punch? I see you have a deep dish. Would you like to share? Palm Poco. Yes, Laughing Skull. Exactly. Exactly, Laughing Skull. Also, welcome in. It's nice to see you, Laughing Skull. I love that your first time chat is Palm Poco, by the way. It's nice to see you. Okay, so in folktales like the Kashi Kashi Yama and the Bunbuku Shigama, they often play the part of foolish animals. Compared with the Kitsune, which are the epitome of shape-changing animals, one saying is, the fox has 7 guises, the Tanuki has 8. The Tanuki is thus a superior to the fox in its disguises, but unlike the fox, which changes its form for the sake of tempting people, Tanuki do so to fool people and make them seem stupid. Also, a theory is told that they simply like to change form. The animal name, Mujina, is also sometimes meant for the Japanese raccoon dog with overlapping folklore. You need time to think about coming here? Well, welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Tower's doors are always open. Alright, so let's see here. The comical image of the Tanuki having a large scrotum is thought to have developed in Kanazawa, likely during the Edo period, where goldsmiths would use Tanuki pelts for the process of hammering gold nuggets into leaf. Tanuki may be shown with their testicles flung over their backs like traveler packs, or using them as drums. Tanuki also are said to drum on their bellies, making sounds such as pom poko, well there you go, pom poko, or pon pon, and typically depicted as having large bellies. Tanuki may or may not be the cause of the mysterious drumming sounds in the Tanuki Bayashi. Again, look at this little dude. He's a little fat man. He's not gonna do anything bad. He's gonna drum on his belly, and he's gonna, like, you know, try to get your pie. He's not a little demon. He's not trying to tempt anybody. He's just like, watch me turn into, he's like, I turned into a little pumpkin. Give me some pie. He's a little baby man. He's a little cutie. He's cute. All right, let me scroll on down here. Stories of the Baka Tanuki are told in each area of Japan, especially in the Shikoku and wherever. Let me try that again. Stories of the Baki Tanuki are told in each area of Japan, especially in Shikoku, and whenever mysterious events occur, it would be the work of a Tanuki. There are also ones known internationally, like the Inugami Gyobo and his 808 followers of his household. He has 808 followers? Damn. The 3 famous Tanuki of Japan. So these are the 3 big Tanukis. These are the 3 big ones. There are 3 really, really famous Tanukis. One is from Sado Island, and their name is Danzaburo Tanuki. So I'm gonna grab this. All right. Okay, so they're from Sado Island, particularly Aikawa and Niigata. In Sado, Tanuki were called Mujina. Thus, he was also okay. So let's see. The supreme commander of the Tanuki on Sado Island, in most tales, they focus on his trickery of humans. He would create wall-like structures to block people's paths at night, fool people with mirages, and sold leaves from trees by making them look as if they were made of gold. He's also created mirages to lure people into his lair, said to be a hole in the ground or a cellar, making it appear as a splendid estate. If he ever became ill, he would disguise himself as a human and visit human doctors for treatment. So he's a little bit of a rapscallion. He'd be a little bad boy. His reputation was not all bad, however. He was said to have often lent money to people struggling with financial troubles, though said funds were in all likelihood obtained by him fooling people into working for him or being otherwise embezzled. Some tales actually purport that Danzaburo would repay what he stole. A story from the town of Arito reported that the Tanuki left a sealed promissory note with the victim's name, the sum of money taken, and the date it was to be returned. When the day came, the victim found the note had disappeared and the payment was left in its place. Afterwards, Danzaburo was deified in Aikawa and people partly put their faith in him. It has been said that the reason why there are no kitsune or foxes in Sado is that he drove them out, which was detailed in several legends. Let me scroll down a little further here and check my notes. Okay. While Danzaburo was on a journey, he met a kitsune and was requested to bring me to Sado. Danzaburo replied, "I'll bring you, but it will be difficult if you look like that. Please shapeshift into my Zori." The kitsune thus shapeshifted into a Zori, and wearing that, Danzaburo rode on a boat. Before long, Danzaburo rode on a ship to Sado, and right in the middle of the sea, he took off his Zori and tossed them into the sea. Ever since, kitsune have never considered trying to cross over to Sado again. They also act as mimics in Neo. Oh, alright. Cool. While Danzaburo was on a journey, he met one kitsune as opposed to the kitsune who boasted of his techniques. Danzaburo said, "I'm good at disguising myself as the daimyo's procession, so I'll threaten you," and disappeared. Soon after that, the daimyo's procession arrived. The kitsune jumped under a basket of the feudal lord within the procession and mocked, "You surely disguised yourself well." As the kitsune was seized and at once put to the sword for the crime of causing a disturbance, the procession was not Danzaburo but the real thing, and he knew beforehand that the procession was about to pass by. There are several more tales about their antics, but also a legend that he once lost to a man in a battle of wits and ceased tricking humans. Danzaburo found a young peasant, and to trick him, he disguised himself as a young woman and pretended to be in a poor state of health. The young peasant called out, and Danzaburo replied, "I can't move because of my stomach ache." The peasant thus took responsibility for sending the woman, but he somehow had a hunch that it was Danzaburo and tied the woman up with rope. The peasant answered to the startled Danzaburo, "It's so you won't slide off." Danzaburo, feeling a sense of danger, desperately pleaded, "Let me off." The peasant asked, "Even though you're in bad health, why would you want to get off?" And he did not let Danzaburo off, and Danzaburo replied, "I want to go pee." But the peasant laughed, "If a beautiful girl like you will pee, I want to see it. Do it on my back." Oh! Oh no! What? What? Before long, they arrived at what was the peasant's house, and Danzaburo said, "Isn't this my home?" And the peasant said, "Danzaburo, I know who you actually are," and harshly chastised the earnestly apologizing Danzaburo. Ever since, Danzaburo did not try fooling humans again. So, Danzaburo is a little mischief maker, but like, yeah, he steals your money, but he'll pay you back. Apparently is not a fan of kitsunes, in that there's multiple stories about him tricking them to their deaths. So, yeah, do what you will with that. But that's one of the big three. That's one of the big three. Then there is Shibemon Tanuki. They are told in legends of the Awaji Islands of the Hyoga Prefecture. He is written about in colorful stories collected in the Edo period, and while disguised as a human in the middle of performing an act, he was attacked by a dog and killed, but the details of the tale differ depending on the region and literature. Okay. While at the summit of Mount Mikuma, behind the city of Sumoto, he lived with his wife Omasu. And on moonlit nights, with good weather, he drummed his belly. He performed mischief such as disguising himself as a human and making tree leaves seem like gold and sell them. But at the same time, he did kind deeds, such as guiding humans along who had stumbled into the mountain while drunk so nobody hated him. So it's like, alright, he may have, tricked us with fake money, but he also stopped Steve from dying. So I guess we give him a pass. He kind of keeps us awake. So he's a bro. The people he had been kind to made offerings of one-show bottles of sake when he where he dwelled, and they leave him booze. He's a little booze hound. One time, they heard that they were very popular. They heard there was a very popular play called the Nakaza that was being performed in what is now Osaka City. He disguised himself and Omasu both as humans and took them to Osaka. The two became quite cheerful while sightseeing around Osaka, which they had never been to before, and had a contest of disguises. The Omasu disguised himself as one of the daimyo's procession and passed in front of Shibemon. Next up was Shibemon to disguise himself. In front of the Omasu, there proceeded a long procession of feudal lords. Omasu praised, "You're good," and was immediately cut down by one of the warriors in the procession. The procession was not Shibemon, but the real thing. This is the second time that a procession has killed a shapeshifter for being, in the way. Shibemon, who was stricken with grief, was about to return to Awaji, but decided to at least watch the play that Omasu wanted to see and use a technique to change tree leaves into gold and went to the theater. However, at the theater, there were tree leaves that were mixed in with the admission fee, so they suspected that a Baki Tanuki had slipped in among the guests and a guard dog was put on alert. Okay. When Shibemon was finally about to go to the theater and then return to Awashi for the day, when Shibemon came to the theater, there was a big dog. Shibemon hid his fear and passed through the entrance, but within a gap of his confidence, the dog rushed to attack. Shibemon immediately returned to his appearance as a Tanuki, was chased around by the people who had brought the dog, and finally hit in the head and killed. The rumor that the Baki Tanuki was killed in Osaka reached Awaji, and since they did not hear Shibemon drum his belly, they understood that he was killed, and the people severely hated the fact that he died. Well, that's sad. After Shibemon's death, the people who came to see Nakaza decreased, and there were rumors that it was a curse for having killed Shibemon. So, when the theater deified Shibemon, the number of guests returned. Afterwards, Shibemon, as a popular god, was deeply worshipped by many actors. Afterwards, in what was called Shibemon's return home, the shrine of Shibemon was built in Samoto due to Nizamon, Kanabi, and others' donations. Now the shrine of Shibemon is near the castle ruins of Samoto at the peak of Mount Mukima, and due to the legend of Shibemon, who liked the theater, there are many performers who visit the shrine even now. The Shibemon Daimyo-yujin that was deified in Nakaza also had a return home in the year 2000 and is now deified in the Sumato Hachiman Jinja. And then there's some other legends here. Let's see. Okay, in the Edo period, at the base of there was a theater. Okay, in the Edo period, at the base of Mount Semai, there was a theater business at the grounds of Kanonji, and it earned great popularity. However, one night, the dog that was supposed to perform merely barked at the guest seats and did not perform at all. Finally, one of the dogs jumped towards the guest seats, rushed to attack a warrior, and gnawed through his throat, bringing about his death. They thought that the big incident occurred, but when government officials examined the remains of the warrior, the note in his pocket wrote that his name was Tanshu Sakiyama Shibemon, but there did not exist any such warrior by the name in the Tanshu. Furthermore, there were 10 brushwood leaves in his pocket. The next morning, when government officials visited to inspect again, the soldier's appearance turned into a blood-stained Tanuki. At the same time, there was a great war between two great Tanuki forces, and both armies wanted reinforcements. It was rumored that Shibemon visited Awa Island in order to lend power to one of the armies. Okay, so same character, similar story, different, obviously. And then there's a third legend. In the past, in Awaji, there was a peasant called Shibemon, and an old Tanuki came to him and requested for food scraps, and feeling pity, he expressly left some food for the Tanuki. One day, Shibemon amused the Tanuki and said, "Try disguising yourself as a human." And the Tanuki changed its appearance into that of a human around 50 years of age, and the Tanuki came to visit Shibemon day by day. Thus, he was informed about various legends and ancient events in great detail, and Shibemon became greatly knowledgeable as a result, and he was extravagantly praised by the people. Okay, alright, okay. At that time, there was a business that came from Nanwa to visit Awaji to perform a play titled Takeda Uzumo. So the Tanuki disguised as an old man also went, but due to bad luck was bitten by a dog on his way back and died. However, there was an old Tanuki, and even a half a month later, however, there was only an old Tanuki, and even half a month after the death, his real identity did not show. And it was only on the 24th or 25th month that the Tanuki showed its true identity. Um, so these are three legends that are similar about this Tanuki that basically shapeshifted into a person and was in each instance killed by a dog. Pick the one you like best. But those three legends form one of the second of the big three Tanukis. And then there is one other really big Tanuki that's one of the big three. Okay, so let's see. Okay, this is one you probably will know. He's counted as one of the three famous Tanuki of Japan. He is famous due to his appearance in the Studio Ghibli animated movie Pon Poko. Okay, so if you've seen, I've never seen Pon Poko outside of clips. In the past, there was a Tanuki. This is Yashima no Hagi Tanuki. Yashima no Hagi Tanuki. In the past, there was a Tanuki who was wounded by a fatal arrow shot, but was saved by Taira no Shigimori. To pay his debt of gratitude, Mr. Krabs is in it. Oh. Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? To pay his debt of gratitude, the Tanuki swore to protect the Taira clan. This wounded Tanuki's descendant is said to be Yashimura no Hagi Tanuki. After the Taira clan was ruined, Hagi Tanuki became the protector deity of Yashimaji, the 84th temple in the Shikoku 88th temple pilgrimage. His skills of transformation were called the best in Japan, and he achieved the rank of Supreme Commander of the Tanuki of Shikoku. In times of extreme cold, 300 Tanukis of his household would gather, and he would show phantom magic. One story of Hagi Tanuki's death is that he was shot and killed by a hunter. In another version, he died in a contest of disguises. According to that story, while the three famous Tanuki were all boasting about how they were the best in Japan, Hagi Tanuki embarked towards Awaji and challenged Shibemon Tanuki to a contest of disguises. On the day of the match, Shibemon saw countless naval ships appearing at the sea. While Shibemon was still in a state of surprise, believing war had broken out, the boats disappeared and Hagi Tanuki appeared. The fleet had been Hagi Tanuki's disguise, successfully tricking Shibemon. In response to Hagi Tanuki's boasts of victory, nobody wants AI bots. Hello, Scarlet. How are you? Welcome in. We're talking about Tanukis. A shame the episode was banned. Yeah, no one likes bots. Get out of here, stinky bots. Okay. Well, Shibemon. Oh, okay. Got it. In response to Hagi Tanuki's boasts of victory, Shibemon Tanuki said that he would disguise himself as the daimyo's royal procession. I think we know how this is going. On the next day, a splendid procession appeared. Hagi Tanuki praised Shibemon in a loud voice, but was reprimanded by a soldier for his insolence and was killed by a spear. It had been the real daimyo's procession. Shibemon, who thought this unfortunate, courteously gave him a funeral service. After Hagi Tanuki's death, his spirit moved to dwell in the Awa province and started to possess humans. In the years of Kai in the Hamishura Awa district, he possessed a female hairdresser, made predictions, and was said to have dropped a Tanuki possession. In the Great War between Tanuki that occurred in the closing years of the Edo period, the Awa Tanuki Gasan in the village of Hagano spoke through possessed people and told of an event involving Hagi Tanuki. Although Kinkyo Tanuki and Rakuimon Tanuki killed each other, their offspring were about to try to take revenge on each other. And Yashima no Hagi Tanuki arbitrated between them and settled the issue. Afterward, in the First Sino-Japanese and Russo-Japanese Wars, Hagi Tanuki departed with many of his followers towards Manchuria. Yashimura no Haganuki performed many good deeds, so now the Takamitsu, he is called the Minomiya Daimyojin. He is the god of family, happiness, and marriage, and the entertainment business, and he is believed to bring good fortune to children. he has many believers from all provinces. So this is just a little fat, happy dude who, you know, was unfortunately killed. I think the moral of the story of almost every Tanuki story is don't turn into like the procession. Just don't turn into people. And then there are like a bunch of other Tanukis that are like, these are not like the most famous, but we'll read through these. There's Bunbuku Chagama in the folklore of the Morinji. There are Tanuki who disguise themselves as a teapot belonging to the monk Shukaku and boiled tea that would never run out no matter how much one draws on it. Okay, that's pretty cool. An endless teapot Tanuki. And then there's Soko Tanuki. Let's see. In the Ibaraki prefecture, there was a grave for this Tanuki. It disguised itself as a monk for the temple, but one day took a nap and showed its true form. However, it was said that due to working there for a long time, this Tanuki was made a page. Imagine you're just like watching your buddy take a nap at work one day and he turns into a fat little raccoon dude with huge balls. In Edo, as one of the 7 mysteries of the town, there were sounds of drums that came from nowhere that can be heard in the middle of the night. They were called the Tanuki Bayashi. It was the basis for the nursery rhyme passed down in Shoujoji. Okay. Let's see. There was a Tanuki who climbed a large tree, caught the attention of passers-by, and dangled white bags. And this was the Fukuro Sage. So another one just was like, hey, look at my bags! Look at my bags! Let's see. There's Owarizaka. Upon passing by a certain hill during the night, there would be a voice yelling, "Will you carry me on your back? Will you carry me?" And when a brave man replied, "Should I bear? Should I bear?" a huge pine log fell on his back. When he returned home to chop it with a hatchet, an old Tanuki revealed its true form and apologized. So, like, a little fat Tanuki turned into wood, like, carry me, I'm cute, I'm a little fat, cute baby, carry me. And then he's like, I'm gonna chop this log up. That was the, I think the Tanuki are a little silly. There's Jubako Baba. It's said that an old Tanuki would disguise itself as an old woman with a jubako in her hand. In Kumamoto, the Jubako Baba would furthermore, while saying, "Do you need a treat or not?" and deceive people with a rock-like object. Okay. There's Fury. The Fury can be seen with statements. The Fury can be seen in statements like, "The wind among the rocks, it climbs trees and has a swiftness like flying birds." It's said that by looking for a particular kind of grass and holding it out for a bird, it can serve as bait. Let's see, there's Akadenshu. In Hori village, in the middle of the night, it would disguise itself as a child in a red denshu, who would insistently beg to be carried on one's back. Since it seems pleasant even when one carries it on one's back, it would beat the person's shoulders. There's Kasashi Tanuki. During times like rainy evenings, it would disguise itself as a person and invite people to shelter under its umbrella. When a person who doesn't have an umbrella goes under it, it is said that they'd be taken to an unbelievably out there place. Okay. There is Kubitsuri Tanuki. It's said to lure people and cause them to be hanged by the neck. Okay, that's pretty bad for a Tanuki. Like, most of them are just like, "Teehee, carry me." And then there's this one that's just like, murder. Let's see. There's Kozo Tanuki. It would disguise itself as a young priest and stand in the way of a passerby. And if one gets angry and cuts it with a sword, it would multiply in numbers all night long. Yeah, it's a trickster. They're little tricksters. I like, again, look at this thing. He's not gonna hurt you. He's just gonna be like, "Hello, do you have a deep dish pizza? I would very much, that looks very scrumptious. Would you like to share it with me?" I think you would. If I turn into a little old lady, would you share your scrumptious foods? They're not bad. They're just a little tricky. They're shapeshifters. But apparently, like, sometimes their tricks don't go the way they want them to, and, you know, people die. Let's see. We did the one that multiplied. Okay, this is Bozo Tanuki, or Bozu Tanuki. When people cross a bridge named the Bozu Bridge, before they knew it, they would find their hair shaven. This Tanuki is just out here like, cross my bridge, I shave your head. Bald. Bald. Make him bald. Just straight up balding people. I don't have a bald emote, but just straight up like, you know, what if I shaved your whole head? I have my knife emote. There you go. Pay the toll with your hair. Don't cross my bridge. There is Shiro Dokuri. The Tanuki would disguise itself as a white wine bottle, but when people would try to pick it up, it would roll along and make it impossible for them to catch it. It's like, haha, alcoholic, can't catch me. I like that one. There's Usagi Tanuki. It would disguise itself as a rabbit and run at ease, and when people find it and think it's suitable to catch, they would end up running around the hill several times. So this one just turns into a rabbit and leads people on, like, long chases. And there is Uchiwara Tanuki. It would transform itself into a piece of cotton and roll along the roadside, but when people try to pick it up, it would start to move and rise to the sky. So a bunch of these just seem to be like, chase me! I'm a cute little Tanuki. I'm something cool. Chase me, chase me. They turn leaves into money. They shapeshift. They trick people. Like, you know, like it's like oh, that too. Oh, that, it's like Dennis the Menace. Like, oh, that Tanuki, it tricked me into chasing it for an hour and a half. And it's like laughing its ass off in a ditch, eating a deep dish pizza. Okay, so this is a bit about, like, in ongoing popular culture. The statues seen all over Japan of the Tanuki are the Shigaraki ware, a style of pottery long associated with Tanuki imagery. According to Alice Gordonecker, the modern version of the Tanuki was developed by a potter named Tetsuzo Fujiwara, who moved to the Shiga prefecture in 1936, and whose pottery was admired even by the emperor. Japanese leprechaun? Kinda, yeah. I don't think they grant wishes, though. I haven't seen anything about them granting wishes. The popular figurine of the Tanuki is associated with 8 special traits that bring good fortune, invented in 1952 by a Buddhist monk. So there are 8 special traits that bring good luck. It has a hat ready to protect against trouble or bad weather. Okay, it's got a hat. Good. Wait. Okay, wait. I hold on. Hold on a sec. Wait, let me. I need a hat. I need a hat. Select. Okay. There. I too have a hat. Okay, so I too have a hat. I have a hat now too. So I am also protected. What else? What are the other signs of good fortune? Big eyes to perceive the environment and help make good decisions. Okay, big eyes. Big eyes. I can do that. A sake bottle that represents virtue. A sake bottle. A sake bottle. I don't have a sake bottle, but here I have a boba. I have a boba. Here, I'll even let you can have a sip. You can have a little sip. A big tail that provides steadiness and strength until its success is achieved. Y'all don't know if I have a tail or not, so there you go. An oversized scrotum that symbolizes financial luck. We'll move right past that. A promissory note that represents trust or confidence. A big belly that symbolizes bold and calm decisiveness. And lastly, a friendly smile. So these are the things that make the Tanuki. I am getting rid of some of the, I'm taking my boba back. You've had enough. You've had enough. No more boba for you. You're greedy. You're a greedy little piggly man. Little piggly raccoon dog. That's the sound they make. They just come up on you like... there is a song. There is a schoolyard song in Japan that makes explicit references to the Tanuki's testicles. I will recite this for you. Not in Japanese. Tan Tanuki's bollocks. Even without wind, they swing. Those are some lyrics. Those are some lyrics that we have there. So that's like the majority of the actual folklore. Again, there are a wealth of, these legends, and those are like some of the bigger ones and some of the like little silly hee ones. Like, it's like, we have a Tanuki. They've got big balls. Yeah, they have huge balls. They have huge balls. They have huge balls. But it became problematic because, like, I can't really show clips from Pompoco because they're so... Okay, here's a fun fact. So some of you know I used to work for a company that sold video and DVD materials and books to libraries, and I was in charge of the anime. That was my job because I was the only one who knew anything about anime. So I would have librarians, these little librarians calling me, being like, what anime is good for kids? And I'm like, well, I mean, there's like Pokemon, Digimon, there's a lot of animes that are aimed at kids. And then they'd be like, I like those Studio Ghibli movies. Do you have any of those? And we did. And they'd be like, well, what about this one? I'm like, I don't really recommend Pompoco for children because it has huge balls in it. And that can be awkward for parents who are not expecting it. Why don't we watch, like, Ponyo instead? And I actually wrote up a document with descriptions of all the movies. It was thousands of pages. I wrote all of them by myself. And, anytime I gave something a rating, I would explain the rating, and I would be like, and like, I had to write in the rating for Pompoco, I don't recommend this movie for younger audiences because they have large testicles present on screen in a lot of the movie. So yeah, I'm like, I don't really recommend that. But we have been looking at this little cutie for a while. I want to show you all some of the representations of raccoon dogs in media. You honestly didn't know that was gonna be. It's shocking. It's definitely shocking for people. Okay, look, we're talking about it. So here, this image is safe. There's no testicles in this. There's an image from Pompoco of a Tanuki, just like disguised. This is not their best disguise. But yeah, Pompoco is a Studio Ghibli movie. They're prominently in it. I have never seen it because I always am like, there's some huge balls just out everywhere, man. I'm struggling. I'm like, well, maybe we'll watch it in Discord sometime. Do y'all want to watch Pompoco in the Discord? Anybody want to hang out and watch Pompoco? It looks like, I'm sure, I mean, it's Studio Ghibli. I'm sure it's a good movie. Okay. So, another one that they talked about is Mario. Mario in his Tanuki suit. This is inspired by the Tanukis. Mario can shapeshift and fly and spin his little tail. So yeah, this was inspired by Tanukis. In a little Tanuki suit. Run, Mario, run! I love doing that. He's like, run, Mario, they're gonna murder you! Ah! I like wearing my little hat. Let me see what else I got here. Oh, here he is. Okay, this is another one they talked about. This is Tom Nook. If you've ever played Animal Crossing, he's the dude that loans you money, and then there's a Goomba that acts more Tanuki in the Superstar Saga. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is Tom Nook. Tom Nook is a Tanuki. He wants some money. Give him some. He's like, give me $5. Give me $5. I need it. Hand it over. No, Tom Nook, get out of here. No one's gonna pay you. I know you're out there. You owe me bells. Man, I need to like I need to start playing Animal Crossing again. I never finished it. Shocking, Saku didn't finish a game. Who could have foreseen that, right? This is one that I really like. Okay, check this out. He's pretty fair for a loan shark. It's like saying that you're not that bad for terminal illness. This is the Raccoon. Is it a game you can finish? I mean, I think there's an ending to it. This is probably like my favorite. This is the little raccoon dog that shows up in Inuyasha. I think he's super cute. He shapeshifts. He turns into like a little cloud demon thing with little like. He's got like a super big underbite. This is how I sound with a really big underbite. And he flies them around, and he hangs out with the monk that raised Moroku. He's like not a central character, but he's a pal. He helps out. He's a little cutie. Let me grab. This is another anime that has Tanukis in it. Yeah. All I know is that Beast Wars Megatron is in it. Beast Wars Megatron is in what? Oh, the voice actor for it in there? Okay, this anime is called. Hold on, I'm grabbing the name. Okay, this is called The Eccentric Family. There are Tanukis in this. I have never seen this anime, but I do like the Tanuki. He's cute. I like his little frog. Let me grab. I'm going through the animes first because, of course, we are. The voice actor of Inuyasha's brother, David K. Oh, cool. This is a Digimon. And before anyone says that it's not a raccoon dog, my lucky items are star and a raccoon. My lucky items are a star and a raccoon dog. This is from one of the newer Digimon shows. Little raccoon dog. It looks like a stuffed animal. I don't know what it digivolves into, but it's super cute. Super cute little raccoon dog. Hold on. I am trying to grab another image here. Bear with me. There are just like so many Tanukis and so many things. Like there are Tanuki and Time Stranger is so good. Oh yeah, Time Stranger, that's what it is. I like that one. I'm waiting for them to do a full dub of it before I really watch it. And then there's like, okay, believe it or not, there are video games just about Tanukis. This is an older one. This is called Pocky and Rocky. And it's a little shrine maiden and a Tanuki that run around and, you know, like have old-timey video game fun. You shoot other, you know, like you can see like the little monsters, the yokais on the screen. You like blast them and like run around temples and stuff. Looks super, super cute, right? Looks super cute. I think it's really adorable. They did a sequel to this that is on Steam. It's the recent Digimon game. Oh, okay, yeah. Saku, the game that you've played for like 7,000 hours. This is so they did a sequel to that. It's called Pocky and Rocky Reshrined. I think the art looks really, really cute. I think the art is really, really cute. And again, you're running around, you're blasting like ghosts and yokais and temple. This is actually on Steam for $14. And I'm like, yo, that looks really cute. That looks really, really cute. I like the art style. It's very retro. Super, super cute. Love to see them hanging out. Scarlett, it is so nice to see you. Yeah. Retro anime vibes. Exactly. Exactly. And then we've got this one. This is, there's a demo of this on Steam right now. This is called Tanuki Pond Summer. You're a little Tanuki, and you ride around on a bike, and some of the best games are retro games. Absolutely. Not 40 Winks, though. 40 Winks is not one of the best games. 40 Winks made me rage. Tanuki. So you're a little bike mail carrier. You deliver packages and letters. Super super cute. Super 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 cute. If you like, you know, little slice of life island games. There's Tanuki Sunset, which is a skateboarding game with raccoons. Tanuki Sunset. This is not a retro game. And of course, Aku, you're always glad when you're able to get free time to be able to hang out with the amazing community and the wonderful stream. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll let y'all know a secret. Like, when people are here for, like, game streams, I'm always elated to have you. When people hang out for just chatting streams, I'm kind of more elated because it's just me yapping, not, you know, a video game playing in the background. Let me grab... Oh, check this out. They did a magic card. So I'll show the art. This is the greater Tanuki. The art's very pretty. Very pretty. Very pretty Tanuki. And I'm gonna shrink it. It's a 4. It's a 6. 2 green, then 4 neutral. It's an enchantment creature. It's classified as a dog. It has trample. Let me see if I can read what this text says. The kami permits few mortals to dwell in the Jukai forest, but the clever, playful Tanuki are welcomed as friends and guardians. So there's trample, and then you have its channel ability, discard greater Tanuki, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. So you can find, like, more lands for you. I think this is a really cute card. I've been getting back into Magic lately. Y'all saw some of the Magic streams that we've done. This is a super cute card. I would love to do a little Tanuki, like, Sting Swings and other things deck. But it would get ragdolled, I'm sure. And of course, true to form, there are exactly 7,000 Tanuki Yu-Gi-Oh cards. The baby raccoon Pon Poco. I won't, like, I'm just going to show off the art for the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But they got the little drum. They got the little drum. Very cute. Very cute. And then we got a bigger drum boy. The baby raccoon Tantan. Remember Pon Poco and Tantan. You saw you need to watch the VODs, but yay for Magic the Gathering being fun now. And then, yeah. This is cute. This is a cute one. I like that they went with the drum theme. And then there's this one, which is some XYZ summon, but you can see there's the little Tanuki statue. I cannot read the name of this card for the life of me. It's like number 64, Ronin Raccoon Sandayu. But super cute art. I like the art. And then I found one more. And this is Emperor Tanuki's Critter Count. This is like little Emperor Tanuki. Super cute art. Very, very cute. Again, it's nice to see, you know, these creatures get to live on, and you know, they're still part of folklore, but they're part of popular culture too. You know, anime, cards, video games, and all those good things that we enjoy. I did also find this. Now, I think this okay, so Marvel Rivals fans, feel free to correct me, because I do not play Marvel Rivals. Atomic isn't here. So, she's my Marvel Rivals expert. So in Marvel Rivals, there is a character who was introduced fairly recently. Her name is White Fox. She is also a Marvel, she's like just a regular Marvel Comics character too. But I found this image of her. I'm pretty sure that's her talking to a Tanuki. I know White Fox is not Japanese, but again, there are other instances of these creatures appearing in folklore. So I am assuming that, you know, they maybe had a reason. I don't have this issue, so I don't know what was going on. But I'm like, that's a Tanuki. That's a little raccoon dog. That's a little raccoon dog. He's a little baby man. He's pretty cute. I want to find the image that I'm looking for. Bear with me for 1 sec. Yeah, he's a little cutie. He looks kind of scary in that one, but, you know, whatever. What are you gonna do? And I am grabbing a replacement because I think I just failed to save the image that I wanted, so bear with me for 1 sec here. So this is an anime that I have not watched this anime yet. I have watched like clips and blips and bits of it. It looks super cute. It's called With You in the Rain. That is basically this lady has a raccoon dog that she has been convinced is an actual dog, and the dog has deep thoughts and narrates most of what's going on and tries to basically scam everyone and get food. I do have a cute hat. I'm very cute. My hat is very cute. I think my music crashed. That's neat. Thanks for that. Hold on. I'm fixing it. Bear with me. Bear with me. We're just boating it back up. Hold on. I have a very cute hat. It flows in the wind. Wonder if it looks good with my... Oh, God. That was a... that was a moment. I'm gonna clip that, because that was a thing that I just did there. Alright, let me turn my music back on. The worst part is I'm gonna turn it off in a minute, because I have, like, videos and stuff I want to show you. So everything I just did is pointless. But it made me feel better, so... I mean, you know, that's good enough, right? So yeah, this is an anime. It is about, again, it's called With You in the Rain. It's about a novelist and this little raccoon dog that she adopts. Super cute. I have some clips of it, and I will show those to you in a little bit. Oh, God. Calm down there. Chill out. Chill out. It's okay. Everything's good. I guess I moved too fast. Why did that image not save? It's super cute. Hold on a sec. It looks really cute. It looks super cute. That's so weird. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Life goes on. I do have a couple of other things I want to talk about while we're talking about the cute little tanukis. Check this out. Who knows who this is? Who knows who this little dude is? I'm waiting. Anyone know who this little critter is? This little boy, this little man? Get bonus points if you do. This is Jimothy. Jimothy has become a social media icon. Jimothy is a raccoon living in Seattle, and it is a raccoon with short spine syndrome. Jimothy is very cute. I am only talking about Jimothy because we're talking about raccoons, raccoon dogs, and tanukis today. And I'm like, Jimothy definitely, like, Jimothy fits in with this crowd. He's the little chunky monkey, little baby man, little fat boy. He just, like, vibes. He's super cute. People just like raccoons. People like raccoons. They like raccoon dogs. Like, oh, God, that image is huge. Oh, God, what did I do? Hold on. Hold on. I gotta fix this. Oh, no. Oh, no. What did I do? It's huge. It's huge. Why is it so big? No, no. I wish well, actually, OBS might have this now. My version of OBS is super old. Super old. I haven't updated OBS in 57 years. Exactly, precisely 57 years. I was the first person with OBS. I was the first one. Who is messaging me? And oh, it's Atomic. That's why I'm getting 6 messages back to back. Okay. Hi, Atomic. How are you? All right. Let me grab So yeah, I just think Tanukis are really cool. So again, the consensus for these little creatures so far, they are a little silly. They play tricks. For the most part, they're not out to kill you. Except that one. Except that one Tanuki that was like, I will trick you so I can hang you. I'm like, oh my god. Like, the rest of them are just like, I just want to, like, make you chase me or carry me or give me food. And then there's one that's like, I am the murderer. Like, oh my god. Alright. I have some cute videos of Tanukis to show you all. So we're gonna watch those. And I'm gonna turn my music. You know what? I'm just gonna turn it off. We're just gonna kill it. And we're gonna take you away. And we're going to grab my window capture. Sometimes you gotta kill people to make sure people understand that you're not just fluffy and cute. I mean, you don't gotta come in and kill people. That seems a little extreme-a-leem-a-leem. That seems kind of mean. I think that you I think that they should chill it out a little bit and just kind of vibe and have fun. But you know, that's just me. You do what you do. I'm just not gonna go hang out with that particular one. He seems kind of nasty. He seems kind of nasty. Okay, why? Oh, is it because my window's... No, that's not why. I think this window capture is just super dead, because it's like, what? Alright, we're gonna get rid of you. Be gone. Yes, I don't need you anymore. I'll just add a new window capture, that's fine. Window capture. There you go. There you go. Okay, great. Thank you for being completely in front of me. That's awesome. That's exactly what I didn't want. Okay, this is from that anime I was talking about, With You in the Rain.
Get your free. Huh?
Give it to me, woman.
What the heck is that? A dog? No, it's holding a sign.
I'm a dog.
Then it's gotta be a stuffed animal, right?
Woman, read the damn sign. Yes, she's reading it. Yes, yes. Give me the snack. She's so close. Gimme. Touchdown. That was amazing, woman. Psych. Get robbed.
Get your free.
Give it to me, woman.
What the?
Psych, get robbed, woman. I tricked you. I tricked you. I like that. It's a super cute little slice of life anime. I might play another clip of it. Let's see. Okay. This is for our video game nerds. It's Mario! And his Tanuki suit. Tanuki! Get robbed! Oh my god. I always liked Mario's little fire suit. But that was me. That was my favorite. That was the one I liked the best. Let's see. Okay, then I've got this criminal. I've got this creature, this abomination. I would knock him down. Take his money. He's a criminal. He's a villain. Stop him. Strike him. Kirby, get out of there. He's gonna give you debts. See, Scarlet gets it. Yeah, rob him for his bells. I do have a video of Jimothy. This is my favorite Jimothy video. This is my favorite Jimothy video. Like I keep getting people, like, showing people videos of Jimothy. This is my favorite one. Okay, hold on. There. Now it's full screen. Look at him! He's a little man! He's so cute. He's just like, just a little scratch. Alright, let's go look over here. What's this? What do we got going on over here? Smells pretty good. I love him. He's so cute. He is so cute. I want to see if I can find any more funny clips of With You in the Rain. Here, we'll watch this.
Huh?
It's Atomic. Eating midnight snacks.
Was it good?
It's Atomic. When she eats midnight
That's
snacks.
nice, since you won't get snacks tomorrow.
That's what I should do. Just make sure Atomic doesn't get any midnight snacks. That's the trick. That's the secret. Deny Atomic midnight snacks. Let me see here. Oh my god. Ew.
Yes, you are a very effective alarm.
Alright. I had a lot of fun with you all today talking about Tanukis and Raccoons and Jimothy. I will be back on Saturday. I'm going to be around a lot on Saturday, actually. We're going to have a watch party. Actually, no, we're having a watch party tomorrow. There's a poll going for that right now. I don't know what we're going to watch yet because the poll has not decided. Saturday, I will be here with my friend Flora. We're going to do some more Pokemon Nuzlocke action. And I will also be with my friend Freya later in the day for her stream anniversary and playing Repo, so that'll be fun. And next week I got plans. Pebbles. I'm gonna see if any of my friends are online. If they are, we'll do a little raid action for you. Give me just a second. Actually, you know who's online? Freya's online, so let's raid Freya. There you go. There's your raid. And we're gonna do a raid message for you all. Tomorrow is Atomic's birthday. It is, so if you see Atomic tomorrow, make sure you wish her a happy birthday. Until next time, remember to play more games, be safe, hydrate, and I will see you all very, very soon. Oh, wait, no, cancel that. That's the wrong person. That's the wrong person. Hold on. Hold on. Wrong person. There we go. All right. So yeah, lots of fun stuff planned soon. Be good. Be safe. I will see you all very, very soon. Like maybe tomorrow if I wake up super early. Bye-bye.